everybody. This is AJ Mayer. Questions for AJ? Go ahead,
Mike.
Mike, first question.
It looked like Central Michigan had pretty good coverage out there, and I guess they had some man situations and that. How tough was it to get the ball to the receivers?
Yeah, I mean, we knew coming in that we had some mismatches out wide, especially. Our receivers do a really good job on one-on-one matchups, and we knew that there were going to be a lot of man opportunities and one-on-one opportunities for us to, throw the ball down the field and make big plays. So, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it was hard. It was more just, getting the right protection and getting in the right formations to have abilities to have one-on-one, opportunities for, like Mac and Sorensen and Jaywalk and, the tight ends as well. So I wouldn't necessarily say it was hard, but I think it's important to, get your best players and good opportunities to make plays.
When did you find out that you were going to be going into the game, I guess at halftime or whatever?
Yeah, at halftime, Coach Kaler came down and, we started talking about what was happening, what was going on, and I think Brad at that point was, getting checked out by the doctors and stuff, and, he started talking to me, and I was like, oh, am I in? He was like, yes, you're in. So I was like, okay, let's do this thing. So at halftime is when I found out.
What was the difference for you between the third quarter and the fourth quarter? Because the third, we struggled to move the football. Fourth quarter, you were dead on. And what was the difference for you in between those two periods?
Yeah, I think it was just having some rhythm. I think having rhythm and, understanding that just, we need to score the ball too. I mean, at some point, you kind of go into not like panic mode, but more of like, okay, like let's bear down the hatches right now and let's make big plays. And I think toward the end, like in the fourth quarter, that's when we all kind of, settled in. Obviously once, your quarterback goes out and I haven't played a lot in the first half, it takes a minute just to kind of get some rhythm. And I think that's really what helped toward the end for sure.
What's it say about this team's depth? I mean, you lose Bester, you lose Homer, you have to go in for Brett, and then you fall behind early in the fourth quarter and then come back and win. So, I mean, this team's depth and resiliency is impressive.
Yeah, that's something that we harp on a lot, especially in the offseason now that we have a lot of upperclassmen that have played in a lot of big games and big situations. When adversity hits, how you're going to react to it. And I think that our upperclassmen really do a good job of, just staying even keel the entire time and understanding that, we can still go down and score the ball. We can still, stop them on defense if we need to. And, just not going into panic mode and understanding that, we're in this together no matter what. And I think it says a lot, too, about, like, the recruiting aspect at Miami. I think there's a lot of depth that we have on offense, like you said. We have a lot of young guys playing right now, which I think is obviously beneficial for the future, but it's also really good because, it shows that, the upperclassmen have kind of led the way, an aspect of when adversity hits, how are you going to react to it.
Kind of related to what Big said, had that interception down near the goal line. How difficult was it to mentally, put that aside? Because you played pretty well after that, some big passes and so forth.
Right, yeah. I mean, obviously that was, a heartbreaker to have. You never want to turn the ball over in big games like that or even in general. But like I said, the upperclassmen and, just the entire team, nobody really even flinched when, I threw the interception. And I knew right away, like, we're going to get the ball back. The defense is going to get stopped. Even though we were down at that point, it's like, we still can move the ball on them. Nobody was really worried of the fact that we couldn't move the ball. It was more of just getting into rhythm, like I said earlier, and, having each other's backs, honestly. People were coming up to me on the sideline saying, no, shake it off. And, I wasn't really too worried about it. Just really wanted to, get back out there. And obviously we started moving the ball, so that was a good thing to it.
How about that whole atmosphere on Saturday? 15 grand in the stands, family day, and pretty exuberant from what I could tell. What was it like for you down on the field with that kind of atmosphere?
Yeah, absolutely. It was an awesome atmosphere. I mean, it's some of the best since I've been here at Miami. It was family weekend, which is really cool. I knew there were a lot of people in town that I knew, and, a lot of students were at the game that I knew. It was awesome. I mean, I think that's the way that Miami should be every single game, and I think it's really important that we keep that camaraderie going in the community, especially with the football team and athletics in general. But yes, like you said, it was really, really cool to play on the field for sure. You could definitely feel the energy from the fans.
when you got the ball back for that final draft, anybody say anything in the huddle like, let's just grind this thing out and, you know? keep
Yeah,
it all
for
the
sure.
way?
I just went up to the O-line. I said, hey, this is us right now. You know, I mean, we're up a score and a field goal. You know, let's go one final drive right now and let's end this thing right. Like as Coach was saying earlier, we haven't ended the game with the offense on the field in a pretty long time. So I was like, you know, let's keep it in our hands. Let's just run the ball, and our O-line did a great job. Our tight ends blocked really well too, and I mean, it just obviously worked out for the best. And you give the ball to good players. Our running backs are pretty talented, so it helps a lot.
AJ, just quick comment on Eastern, just looking forward here. Not sure how much time you've had to look at film yet, but what are their biggest challenges on defense? What are they?
Yeah, I mean, I know on defense they're kind of base, but they just show up in quarters, and you know they'll bring blitzes on the inside, bring blitzes on the outside. They'll play a little bit of man, but I mean, right now it seems like they have, you know, some strengths, and they're going to play really hard in that for sure.